Hi, I'm Brian Butler with PhillyGayCalendar.com. We are here inside the Ritz East at Q-Fest, and we are honored to have a few minutes with Governor Jim McGreevey. Mr. McGreevey, thank you so much for your time.
Jim, Brian, thank you.
All right, we will.
No, thank you for your time.
And not a problem. You've been out of public office, obviously, for a number of years, and given that we've had so many advances in LGBTQ policy and rights, particularly in the federal level, I want you to get your opinion. What's the biggest changes that you have seen from your time in office to where we are today?
It's a seismic shift.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember growing up and going to the card catalog of the local public library and looking for homosexuality, and it was listed under, mental illness. And then to see my friend Kevin Jennings, who used to be very much involved with GLSEN and outreach efforts, and then to go to public schools today and see, public school teachers embrace a progressive agenda is so heartwarming. But I still think, Brian, that there's still a lot of challenges. I mean, I'm blessed to live in New Jersey, spend a lot of time in New York and in the Philadelphia region. But when I had the chance to meet with young LGBTQ leaders in Washington, D.C., I talked to a young woman who was from Idaho. She came out. A group of boys basically shoved her down a few stairs, grabbed their crotch, made menacing comments. She said her teacher didn't come to her assistance. The principal didn't come to assistance. So while there have been incredible progressive developments, particularly in terms of our culture, even in terms of some of the laws, I think out in the vineyards, there's still a lot of work. And it's when, frankly, people come out and people understand, well, a brother's gay or sister's gay, that begins to change, which is so good. But it's amazing, Brian.
Yeah.
If I thought, I was so heartened, by one of the recent Supreme Court decisions. I mean, I would have liked to have seen LGBTQ rights protected nationwide as a suspect class. But even the fact that DOMA was struck down was a very clear step in the right direction.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And given New Jersey is obviously a theme here. I grew up, I was born and raised in Jersey.
Whereabouts?
I'm actually in Columbus, outside of Trenton.
Okay.
So central Jersey, depending on, if you know Jersey, people say it's in like different countries, depending on where you are, right? South and north, central. What do you think is going to happen in New Jersey with the current marriage equality battles?
Well, I think they're going to be ongoing. I mean, the governor has taken a position that that he's not going to be supportive of gay marriage, but the governor stated that he would be supportive of a referendum. And I think if a referendum was put to the public vote, I think it would pass substantially in New Jersey. Now, I understand. I mean, I'm out of politics now, blessedly, but I mean, the Democratic Party, I mean, my party has said, it ought not to be put to a referendum, and I get that. I mean, the same reason why I believe that the Supreme Court ought to have found that marriage equality ought to exist as a matter of right. But be that as it may, though, I think the public is far ahead of the political class, and particularly the youth. It's such a no-brainer. When I talk to, my own daughters, when I talk to my nieces and nephews, I mean, it's a no-brainer in their language, like, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think, my generation still gets hung up. And particularly the political class, because they're still measuring. But, I mean, there's a seismic shift happening.
Yeah, absolutely. You're here in Philadelphia, obviously, for Q-Fest and the screening of your film. But afterwards, there's a very interesting fundraiser. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I mean, Q-Fest does so many good things. I mean, it brings together the LGBTQ community, which is in and of itself important. And it's got a great tradition, but it does it well. And so what I'm really proud of is to be part of Q-Fest, to bring new innovative films, to bring avant-garde films, to bring films that focus on our community and give expression to young artists, to young writers and directors from our community. I mean, to one extent, I mean, so many gay writers and actors are now flooding, mainstream. But at the same time, these are films that focus maybe with a little extra degree of specificity on the concerns that are unique to our community.
Absolutely. Well, if I may, Jim, it was a pleasure.
Thank you. I know
Thank
the whole-
you.
So thank you very much. And I thank you, and I also want to thank the Philadelphia LGBTQ community for supporting QFest. It's really neat. And, you know, there are other festivals throughout the country, but QFest has a long, proud history. It's the city of brotherly love, city of independence, and those are themes that should resonate deeply with our community.
Absolutely agree. Thank you so much
Thank
again.
you.
Yep. Take care.
Take care and be well.